Okay, now as seen here, I have an AMD Phenom 2 X4955 that I'm going to benchmark at 3200 megahertz. And this is the default core clock for this CPU. And I'm going to go up to as high as 3.6 gigahertz and see what we get in performance differences. Right now, it is running at a 38 idle in terms of degrees Celsius, which is pretty good. It's not that hot. Um, it could be better if I had a better cooler, but I don't. So we're gonna benchmark it. Alright, so I got done benchmarking it at 3200 megahertz, and I got a 65,902, which isn't that bad. It could be better, but we're just gonna overclock it real fast and benchmark it again and see what we get. Alright, now as you can see here, we overclocked it to 3.3 gigahertz or 3300 megahertz, and it's staying at a pretty good temperature, 41. That's not as bad as it could be if we change it to Fahrenheit. 104. See, that's not crazy high. That's a little bit hot though. Alright, anyways, we're gonna benchmark this and then get back to you on that. Alright, now at 3.3 gigahertz we got a good 67,958, which isn't the greatest we've got on this frequency. On an earlier benchmark I've got a 69,305, so it's not its greatest. Alright, here I have the processor overclocked to 3.4 gigahertz or 3400 megahertz. And yeah, it's not that. Wow, it went down. That's weird. Well, anyways, we're gonna benchmark it and see what we get, and we'll be back. Alright, so as you can see, we overclocked the CPU to 3.4 gigahertz and benchmarked it and got a good 70,000 out of it in comparison to the 3.3 gigahertz being at, I think it was like 68 or 67,000. So pretty good performance jump. And now we will go up to 3.5 gigahertz and benchmark it there. So we are back. Okay, so I'm back, and we have the CPU overclocked to 3.5 gigahertz or 3500 megahertz, and currently running at around 104. Usually it runs around 104. It doesn't get above 110, and that's pretty good. This is actually what I run it as normally. So we're gonna benchmark it, and then I'll bring you back after that. Okay, so I'm back with the 3.5 gigahertz benchmark, and it increased by over 2,000. So that's a good performance jump, and that would really help with video games and multitasking and just processing in general. And yeah, this is usually what I run mine as. So I'll be back. We're gonna do a 3.6 gigahertz overclock, and that's as high as I'm gonna go because I don't have a fantastic cooler that can run over 3.6. So when I do get a good cooler, I will probably go up to as high as 4 and benchmark there. But for now, just 3.6. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back with a 3.6 gigahertz overclock, or 3600 megahertz, and I forgot to mention the test system, which it has a 790FX Northbridge chipset, and
9600 GSO. I haven't had the money to get a new video card, so that's what I have. And the motherboard I'm using is the MSI 790FX GD70 with the GeForce 9600 GSO and the AMD Phenom X4 955. So I'll benchmark it at 3.6 gigahertz and get back to you then. Oh, almost forgot the temperatures. It's running at 100.4, and yeah, it doesn't get above 110, which is nice, but I feel more comfortable running it at 3.5 on my cooler, but I'm gonna benchmark it real fast and get back to you when that's over with. So I'm back with the 3.6 gigahertz overclock, and it went up to 74,000, a little bit above 74,000, and that's a good performance jump from the previous 72,000 I think we got at 3.5 gigahertz. So this is definitely a good overclock, and so yeah. This was Stickboy 1818 with the AMD Phenom 2 X4 955 at multiple frequencies and benchmarking. So see you later, and alright, goodbye.